Purwakarta is one regency in West Java that has a number of community groups, among others, are local Sundanese and the Arabs. Purwakarta, as one of the country's tourism and trade destination, has a unique local community named Kampung Arab. I will take you to a closer look on the interaction of the people of Arab community with people here in Purwakarta. This is one of the community's respected figure, 83-year-old Ustad Salim bin Idrus Assegaf. Ancestors of this Arab community came from South Yemen, known as Hadatul Maut. Through trade, they traveled to Indonesia and reached the island of Java after making a stop for trade in Gujarat, India, all the way to the Malacca Strait. From there, the Islamic belief was taught and spread via Islamic sermons to the locals. What makes it unique is that the spread of Islam, specifically in the island of Java and Indonesia in general, is not introduced through violence, but instead through respectful and peaceful ways of da'wah or sermons, which makes Islam being well accepted by the people.
Bahwa Islam itu bukan dari Gujarat. Gujarat kan India. Gujarat pada waktu itu seperti Singapura sekarang, daerah perdagangan. Jadi yang benar para sejarah Indonesia, termasuk Pak Buya Hamka, Islam itu dari negeri Arab Hadramaut. Ya, singgah di Gujarat. Pedagang kan? Nah, di Gujarat sampai Selat Malaka. Di Selat Malaka itu sampai ke Jawa, lahirnya Wali Songo. Itu dari Arab itu. Jadi yang benar itu sejarah. Tapi sekarang sudah dirubah. Jadi itu Arab itu yang dari Gujarat, asalnya dari negeri Arab Hadramaut, Yaman Selatan, sampai ke Selat Malaka, itu dia menyiarkan agama tanpa kekerasan.
He said that residents of Arab descent in Purwakarta are no longer be categorized as real Arabs because of mixed marriage between Yemeni Arab men and local Indonesian women. This is because they are born from mixed marriage between Yemeni father and local Indonesian women, as the Yemen traders at the time traveled without their Arab wives. That is why children of such mixed marriage are not acknowledged as real Yemeni Arabs. Kampung Arab does not only exist in Purwakarta, but in other areas across Indonesia, such as in Solo, Central Java.
Ini bukan di Purwakarta saja, di Solo ada Kampung Arab. Sebab banyaknya orang keturunan Arab ya, bukan Arabnya, keturunan Arab. Kalau kita juga ke sana ke negara Arab nggak diaku, bukan Arab, Indonesia sebutnya. Di Saudi di mana nggak diaku kita. Jadi kita keturunan dan langsung keluar warga negara Indonesia. Nggak ada warga negara Arab, tidak aku ya. Jadi bukan kampung Arab, kampung keturunan Arab.
At first, 100% of its inhabitants were Arabs. Here, in Kampung Arab of Pasarebo in Purwakarta. But today, the number only stands about 20%. They comprise of a number of family surnames, with families most under the Bajri surname. The rest are, among others, families of Zaidi or Hilabi, Alatas, Al-Jufri, Al-Habshi, Assegaf, and Al-Idrus.
Allah
This is one of the oldest mosques built by Arab descent in Purwakarta. This can be seen by the many ornaments still well intact inside the mosque. Like any other community groups, residents of Kampung Arab also have traditions that they preserve from their ancestors' time until this day. Despite coming from different family surnames, they are still being bonded with old traditions. There is also the tradition where family members, after the men finished performing the Friday prayer, would gather at their parents' home and dine together. This is a small tradition that is well preserved by the Arab community in order to maintain the strong bond between family members. The Arab community came to Purwakarta, apart from spreading Islam, also came for trade. They also contribute to the local economy of Purwakarta, as nearly all Arabs here are in the trade business, such as in textile and also furniture. They are only interested in trade as their main income and nothing else. Running the family business is more interesting to this community rather than any other occupation available.
Sebenarnya sejarah panjang ya, tradisi atau kebudayaan Arab keterkaitan dengan Pasar Rebo ini sejak zaman sebelum penjajahan. Ketika itu banyak para alim ulama itu yang melebarkan dakwahnya itu sampai ke daerah Purwakarta. Sampai sekarang itu masih identik Pasar Rebo ini dengan Arabnya, identik dengan kuat keterkaitan antara para Arab dengan orang-orang pribumi. Itu yang saya perhatikan karena saya juga lahir di Purwakarta, bergaul dengan orang-orang Arab sampai sekarang.
People of Arab descent are still active in trade in Pasar Rebo. Although the number of Arab descent doing business in Pasar Rebo are now left to only about 20%, but they are still contributing to the economy in one of Purwakarta's legendary market. Usually, they would be in the business of selling clothes, food, and other daily staples, despite having different ethnic background, but they are well mingled and accepted by locals.
Ya, selama saya berjualan di Pasar Rebo, alhamdulillah warga keturunan dengan warga sekitar, alhamdulillah sangat berbaur sekali dengan ukhuwahnya begitu kuat gitu ya, karena seperti saudara gitulah antara warga etnis keturunan dengan warga setempat.
Jadi bisa berbaur dengan baik gitu ya?
Ya, alhamdulillah berbaur sangat baik sekali berbaurnya, sangat baik. Dalam peragangan sama gitulah, kita saling dukung, saling bantu lah gitu ya, antara keturunan sama warga sekitarnya saling dukung, saling bantu lah. Kalau ada kekurangan apa kita saling komunikasi, bantu gimana caranya ini begini ini.
Ya, setiap permasalahan diselesaikan
dengan musyawarah gitu. Nggak ada perbedaan lah antara warga keturunan dengan warga sekitar. Belum pernah ada konflik, belum ada.
After the pandemic starts to ease, tradings at Pasar Rebo slowly starts to improve. When the country was first hit by COVID-19, Purwakarta also felt effects of the pandemic. But now, situation is becoming better and the trading is slowly gearing up to normalcy. This shows that economy is also beginning to heal in Purwakarta.
Selama pandemi khususnya kami sebagai pedagang pasar rebo sangat merasakan dampak dari pandemi ini. Sangat-sangat boleh dikatakan kemarin ini sampai ke titik nadir ya. Daya beli masyarakat benar-benar sampai ke titik nadir dan itu ya pedagang tuh menjerit lah kalau bilang menjerit begitu kan. Cuman ya alhamdulillah mungkin yang masih bisa bertahan di dalam masa pandemi ini para pengusaha, para pelaku UMKM terutama itu. Mereka masih kuat bertahan. Beda dengan ketika para pengusaha retail yang notabene mereka usaha-usaha besar, mereka banyak yang kolap gitu, yang gulung tikar. Tapi alhamdulillah di pasar rebo, walaupun emang ada yang 1-2 pedagang yang kolab, tapi alhamdulillah kami percaya bahwa pandemi ini akan segera berakhir. Kami yakin bahwa rezeki Allah yang ngatur, gitu kan. Jadi pandemi ini kita hadapin dengan ya sambil ikhtiar, sambil berdoa kepada Allah mudah-mudahan dengan segeranya pandemi ini dan pulihnya ekonomi kembali itu.
The Arab community here lives in harmony with locals since they first arrived in Purwakarta. This is something being passed from the early generations until this day. Mansur is one of the Arab Yemeni descent in Purwakarta and a living proof of how they could live in harmony with the local people of Purwakarta. He is the 3rd generation of the Arab descent in Purwakarta. He is happily married to local Purwakarta women and has 2 children.
Kalau di saat sekarang itu kita sudah membaur ya dengan masyarakat karena saya di sini masuk generasi ketiga. Nah, untuk generasi pertama dan generasi kedua masih ada sekat-sekat seperti itu. Tapi generasi kesini itu kami semua udah membaur. Jadi sudah tidak ada sekatan bahwa kita warga pendatang, ini warga pribumi, nggak ada. Jadi sudah sama. Kalau bisa lebih baik dari sekarang, kita lebih harmonis dan ya seperti itulah. Tidak ada perbedaan itu hikmah. Perbedaan itu bukan suatu yang harus kita takuti atau momok atau apa gitu. Perbedaan itu justru bagi kami itu adalah satu kekuatan yang harus dijaga dan harus dibina biar kedepannya itu jadi satu kekuatan yang maksimal bagi kita semua, khususnya warga Purwakarta dan umumnya warga Indonesia.
Since the beginning, the Arab community has been able to mingle easily with locals due to their warm nature and live in harmony with other community members as of this day. This is something that they have been preserving since day one, making the acculturation process very naturally. Being one of the local community in Purwakarta, the tight bond between the Arab community members is what makes Purwakarta rich in diversity. Dita Soekarno, TVRI World.